What up, my awesome listeners? This is Ryan Lee here, and this is probably like the third take that I'm doing this because none of them ends up well. Anyways, on to the topic. So this is not a money tips. This is exactly what the title is. It's me attending a single/speed dating event and the things that I learned. Okay, so let's say you enter there. The very first thing that I did was I look at the ratios. The ratios of guys versus girls. So depending on your sexual orientation, if you're gay, then you're a completely different perspective. That's beyond me because I'm not. So let's say if you're not. Okay. So let's say if you're a straight guy and you do this, then most likely the ratios are out of balance. Most likely there's going to be more guys than there are girls. So then at the pool of girls that you see, now it's time for you to see the halfway decent ones. The ones that are at least a 5 and above. And you know what those are. And if you don't, comment down below. But now, after you're looking at the pool, and I look at the competition, because if you want a girl that's a 5, you have to look at the guys that are a 7. And you know what they are. Unless you don't, comment down below. So, the one critical detail that I have learned is that guys will date down, girls will date up. Which means a 7 will date a 6 and below because they have a higher chance. A girl that is a 5 will go after the 7s because of the ratio. The ratio is imbalanced. There are usually more girls than there are guys. So that means that if you are a guy and you are a 5, walk away. Yes, that is absolutely the very best thing you can do. Deal with sunk cost fallacy. However far it is that you travel to get there, however much it is that you spent, walk away. But most likely you will not, because sunk cost fallacy is a sunk cost fallacy is it starts with a B. You guys probably know what it is because YouTube monetization will destroy me if I say that. So sunk cost fallacy is a B. Now, let's say you actually went through with the event. You're going to quickly realize that what I'm saying is true. Unless you are a 7, then what I'm saying is total BS. Or unless you're a girl and then you're a 5. And then again, what I'm saying is total BS. So, but if you are a guy and you are a 5, you are going to quickly understand that this is true because that is how the dating market works. So, that is what it is. Basically, this is like the shortest possible take that I can do for this one without going overboard and dragging on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So, that is what it is. And if you tried online dating and it doesn't work, so you want to do physical dating, it's essentially the same thing because here's the thing. You have to look at the people that are doing this. What are their goals? What are their motives? Right? You have to look at yourself. Why are you doing this? What are your goals? What are your motives? Chances are it pretty much will align with them. Then if you don't stack up number wise, there really isn't that much of a point. So now, if you truly believe that you're a 7 and above, really look at yourself in the mirror and really look at your competition and then really think about this. If you truly believe you are a 7 and above and you're a guy, because you might have an unrealistic expectation of yourself. Now, the way how the dating market works is exactly like that. So if you're a hopeless romantic, if you're foolish, if you think too optimistically, you are going to be disappointed. And some of the best things that I learned, that the reason why I make this video, is that I talk to the ones that are 5s. And some of the things that I learned really make sense because it's true. Think about this. Let's just say you go into these events. Most likely, the reason why you're doing this is because you're online dating, you have no results, which is why you want to do something like this. Because you're like, okay, if online dating doesn't work, then let's try something that does, right? So you would think, oh, if they actually meet me physically, they might have a different opinion. I might get better results. So that's a pretty decent way of thinking, because you're like, can't beat a dead horse. So then might as well do something that could potentially work. But the thing that you will quickly realize is that the pool that is in the physical events and the pool that is in the online dating sites are in fact one of the same. So the girls that go to these events, they want to date up. They don't want to date down. They don't want to date the same. And it makes sense, right? Because let's just say if you put yourself in their shoes, do you want to date down? I don't think you do. Do you want to date the same? Why? When, let's just say, the shoe's on the other foot, and you're a girl, and you're a 5, and you go to this event, and you see way more of the opposite sex than you. You elevate yourself up. You think, you know what? I can do better, and I will do better. And that makes complete sense, right? Which is why if you're a guy and you're a 5, it's a complete waste of time and money. But mostly time. Time is a lot more important than money. But yes, that is what you will quickly learn. But if you refuse to not believe this, then keep going. And if you happen to stumble upon this video, then you might have something to think about. So, think about it like that. Now, I'm not saying people are shallow. I'm not being cruel or mean or something like that. This is me telling what the truth is. And if you have trouble trying to accept the truth, then you have trouble trying to accept the truth. But if you know who you are, you know what your competition is, you know what you stack up against, it's not all doom and gloom. Because here's the thing. Just because you're a 5 now does not mean you'll be a 5 forever. Because what are the 3 most important factors to move up your ranking? Looks, money, status, or fame. So, if your looks isn't good, you can move up the numbers by having more money. If your money isn't good, you can move up the ladder by having more fame. Whichever area that you are lacking, you can do something about it to elevate yourself up. Now, of course, you're going to tell me, oh, okay, so that means that the girls only like me because I am famous, or I'm good looking, or I have a lot of money. Basically, you might want to twist my arm and say, oh, all girls are shallow, they only want to seek those certain things. Okay, so not necessarily. not all girls are like this, because then you're not telling the truth too. Because there are the unicorns. There are unicorns, I guess. But there are some that aren't like this. But their numbers are very few and far in between. So, just talking math here, most likely the chances of you encountering a rare species does not exist. But the chance of you encountering someone average, someone just like yourself, because let's face it, if you're a guy and you want to seek out girls that are at your ranking and above, that means that you reject the ones that are below you. It's the same thing. You're no different from them. So that is what it is. And that's how you move up. And then you get the girls that rank up as you rank up, because there isn't a balance. You have to accept the fact that you are going to date down, because they're not going to date down. It doesn't make sense for them to date down. So you're going to have to date down. And that's something that you're going to have to deal with. You can't fight that here. I don't think so. I don't think you can fight that here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is as short as I can possibly make it, which is probably a lot longer than my usual video. But if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, click on the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to ring that bell to become part of the mighty notification squad. And as always, you guys stay awesome now.